Yo!
Sawadee krap.
Sawadika. What's cooking tonight?
Gonna do a crappy cooking version of Thai tom yum soup.
Oh, lovely. Alright, suppose you better get your
I've got a lovely Thai beer here. It's a beautiful red McGregor
Oh,
from the Orkney Brewery.
so what's in tom yum soup?
Well, you start off with the paste, which I'll show you the recipe in a minute. You need some, because I'm doing prawns, you'll need fish stock, which I've got some, but I'm going to show you a quick version. Mushroom, the paste, which I've already made, some king prawns, which I will show you how to peel, but most of them are peeled. Garlic, some lime juice. You don't need soy sauce, but I'm going to use it instead in case. Fish sauce, which is nampla. A wee bit of sesame oil just to give it a wee bit of flavour. I'm going to use the coconut oil for my fish stock, a little bit of carrot for my fish stock, 3 cloves of garlic also to go with the fish stock, and the finished soup, chicken breast, and a chilli, and a wee sip of minced.
That's a big one.
I know, chilli's quite big as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I better get cracking. So, first thing I need to do, pan on, and I'm going to put a dessert spoon of coconut oil into the pan. And I've got the shells from my king prawns. Well, they're actually tiger prawns, but they're more or less the same. So,
Wait, can I just look at your outfit? Right, okay.
is this your traditional Thai
Yeah, it
outfit
is.
that you got from Thailand?
I did, yeah.
And that's why it doesn't fit me.
It looks better on you, must admit.
I look a bit like Daffy from Little Britain. No liggy in this village. Right, so roast the shells. I'll show you how to peel a prawn. So I've got 2 here that need peeled. So I'll do it over the pan. Pinch the legs. Peel the back off. Pinch the tail. And that takes out its entrails as well, so you get all the shit out. Okay, peel the back. Pinch the tail, and that goes in there and wash my hands. So, this is just the start part. I've already got fish stock made. This is just if you don't. I would recommend always buying prawns that have got the shells on. It is a bit of a pain in the bum. So, I've got my 2 mushrooms, just for the sake of the stock. I don't normally peel mushrooms. These are chestnuts. You'd probably use an oyster or some sort of oriental kind of mushroom. And you can just break the stalk up. That goes in there. Okay. I'm going to use 1 of these cloves of garlic, split in half, and just this thumb-sized piece of carrot, cut it in half, and cut it very thinly, because this is your stock. I'm going to turn that heat down now to a medium-high heat. So, nice smell of the prawn shells there though, I'm sure you'll agree. This just all adds to the flavour. if you want, you could put some zest of the lime. This lime's looking a bit scabby, and you could, if you wanted, to put a stick of lemongrass in there. Now, I'm going to put in a small amount of ginger. That would literally just be a quick rub through a fine mincer or something like that. I tell you about the time I got the sack for putting my finger in the mincer when I worked at a deli counter, in a butcher, sorry.
No.
I got the sack for putting my finger in the mincer. He got the sack as well.
You're going to tell me that.
Say my jokes are predictable. Right. You get them nicely roasted. If you want, you could put in a wee sup of this paste. Maybe a bit of spoonful. But off the heat. You don't want to burn this paste. It's not like curry paste where you kind of cook the curry paste first. This paste just goes straight into the stock, or just before stock. So. Now, a good fish sauce should be gelatinous from all the bones and the fish skin. So that's my fish stock. See, it's like jelly. Now, you can make fish stock ahead, you can store it in the freezer, or I actually have had this in the fridge for a few days because I poured it in while it was boiling, and of course it creates a seal. So, I'm going to bring that to the boil, and the next stage will be to prep my vegetables, but I'll show you that in a minute. So I'll come back once I'm ready to do that. Right, so once your stock comes up to a gentle simmer, it's now turn. Place your chicken in the stock to poach. Now that's going to take about 8 minutes, roughly. So in the meantime, you want to cut your prawns in half lengthways. So you can butterfly them if you want, but I'll show you. Get a knife. Again, never hold a blade like that. Hold the blade either like that or like that. So, get your prawn on the board, come down in and have a look. Get your fingers out the way. I'm sure people know what they're doing. But I find it easier if the tail's at the furthest end. Just run the blade through it like that. There we go. Give your blade a wipe. And give your board a wipe. The next stage you've got to worry about is making sure that that doesn't boil. So turn that down to a gentle simmer, because you want to poach the chicken. You don't want the chicken to be tough. You want it to be just cooked and no more. So, next thing you need to do is cut your mushrooms. So cut them in half and into nice slices, about, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch thick, 1/4 of an inch thick, something like that. Again, cut in half that way, finger out the way, pulling the knife through, leaving the knife against your knuckle, and then that way it ensures that you're not going to cut your finger. Curl your fingers back like that, keeping your thumb just for balance. I'll do this nice and slowly. There we go, just like that. And then the garlic, I'm going to... Mushrooms aren't really going to be fried as such, but they're going to get a quick sort of saute, for want of a better word. Right, that's a bit too hot, but I've turned the heat down just because it's an electric hob. Some nice smells coming from that. So with garlic, with fresh garlic, if you cut it in half, down the length of it, you'll see that there's a wee shoot in here. Now it's not bad at this time of year, but when you get them and they start to get a green shoot through it, it's important that you remove the green shoot because it doesn't really digest well and it can be a bit bitter when you cook it, but that's okay. So I like my garlic fairly chunky, so I'm just going to cut this into fairly biggish chunks. There we go. If you wanted finer than that, you could mince it on the board. Now if you wanted to chop, that's your action. There's the lever point of your knife, so put your 3 fingers or your hand on the lever point of the knife and you just rock back and forth like this. And then scrape. Okay, so I'm going to put that in with the mushrooms. And basically the soup comes together quite quickly. So in the meantime, I'm going to tell you what is in my paste. So if you want to focus on that, I'll get this shadow out of the way. Or do you want me to hold it up?
No, it's fine.
So tom yum paste, you want 2 shallots peeled. You can cut all these things up if you want. You're going to put them in a blender. 4 cloves of garlic peeled and the green shoot removed, like I just spoke about. 1 red chilli with the stalk removed, i.e. this stalk here. 6 kaffir lime leaves. Now you can buy them fresh. You normally get too much, so I would recommend keeping them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. That keeps them fresh rather than drying them out. 1 2-inch piece of galangal. Galangal is a root similar to ginger, used in Southeast Asian cooking. A 3-inch piece of fresh lemongrass. Now, if it's going in a paste, you might want to peel out the outer stalk, a bit like an onion. And then you want the juice of 3 limes, and you could maybe even put the skin in. You could maybe grate the skin in. Just give that a whiz up in a food processor. If you want, you can put a little bit of oil, maybe a bit of coconut oil. And it's as simple as that. If you make too much, you can keep it in the fridge for maybe a week or 2. Simple as that. So the next stage will be putting the soup together, so I'm just going to let this chicken poach, and it'll be a case of putting the whole soup together and cooking off my noodles. I've got these sort of faux noodles. They're rice noodles, so they're gluten free. This is a gluten free dish. To finish your soup, you need some fresh herbs, maybe coriander, some Thai basil, even parsley. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Come back. Quite straightforward.
Song Yong Sung. Go.
Right, put the music back on.
Oh.
Right, so once your chicken is beautifully poached, just cooked and no more, because the residual heat will cook it. Take it off and put it to one side, i.e. I've washed the bowl that it was in. So next stage I need to do is get my pan on to heat. It's on a medium heat. Oops, so easy. And I'm going to strain this liquid because I'm going to use this broth or stock to poach my noodles in. So you don't need to see me do this, so we'll come back once I've strained all this. So once you've strained that, turn your broth to the pan and add your noodles. And you don't have to break them, but it's a lot easier to eat if you do. And these take about 5 minutes of simmering, so I'll turn that back up a bit. And a lid. Now I've tasted it, because I had enough fish stock, I didn't need to add fish sauce, but if you were just making that from scratch, I would maybe add a dessert spoon or 2 of fish sauce, okay? So the next thing we need to do is get our soup on the go. So in your soup pan on a medium heat, a dessert spoon of coconut oil. I'm going to put a little bit of sesame oil in, just because I like sesame oil, but you shouldn't really cook with sesame oil, it's more of a finisher. But there we go, you melt that, add your onions and mushrooms. Smell it around it. Just give them it, so they'll absorb that fat. And add a little bit of salt. Now, it's important to taste your spice mix. If it's quite spicy and you don't like it too spicy, leave out the chilli. If it's not spicy enough, add how much chilli you think you should add, and I would put it in with this mushroom mix, just so that it cooks. Now, I've tasted mine, it's hot enough. So I'm not going to add chilli now, but what I will do is add a few slices of chilli just as a garnish. So once your mushrooms are cooked, take it off the heat. Now, if you've got brown sugar or, let me see, what's it, palm sugar, add a good bit of that. So you maybe want a couple of dessert spoons. Right. I'll just get this one out. A couple of rounded dessert spoons. If you want it sweeter than that, then you can, but you don't have to. Thai food's all about hot, sweet, sour, spicy. It's really one of my favourites. Because I'm using white sugar, I'm going to caramelise it, but if I was using brown sugar or palm sugar, I wouldn't need to do that. So you'll see it'll just start to colour a little bit. In the meantime, give the noodles a stir. You can turn them up if you want. I'm going to add a little bit of fish sauce just to let you see how much to add. Literally like you were putting a wee bit of vinegar on your chips. It really smells disgusting, but it's wonderful in food. It does taste brilliant. So I'm going to take that off the heat.
Dude, that's...
I'm going to add my paste. Now it's important that you don't overcook this paste. At least not until you've got some liquid in. So put it back on. Chicken should be cool enough to touch. Cut it into thin slices. Put it back in there. Gently cook that. I've got my lime. Noodles are almost ready. So my bowls are in the oven warming up. The important thing with cooking tom yum is that you don't overcook the prawns. So, I'm going to use just a small piece of chilli. Just a quick wipe. It's all going in the bowl, so don't worry about it. Get my bowls out. This stirred in. With your broth. Watch yourself in case this splashes. Take that off the heat. That one's off. That one's just gently at the simmer. Taste. I'm biased, but that is beautiful. I like a bit more sesame oil in mine. So I'm going to put some of that. It doesn't need salt, doesn't need pepper, doesn't need soy sauce or fish sauce. So at this stage, just as it's boiling, add your prawns. Cook them for 30 seconds and turn the heat off, but leave the pan on. If you want to put a lid on it, that's fine. So arrange my chicken in the bowl. My chilli, I'm going to split down the middle and just put into thin matchsticks. That will go on the top at the end. Could have picked an easier bit, but here you go. Can you turn that heat off, please? So that I don't get chilli fingers on there. So that's your soup ready, basically.
Ooh, that.
And remember, if you've been using chilli, wash your hands like you just fingered Susan Boyle.
Jesus.
Now, I've got some basil and some, well, it should be coriander, but we couldn't get. So, at this stage, you just want to rip it up, give it a good bruising, and just split the two between the soups. Take that off the heat and dish that up. It's a very light, delicate soup, but by God is it packed with flavour. A bit of chilli on the top. I could have put a sprig of herb if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So there we go. The crappy cooking guide to Thai tom yum soup.
It looks delicious.
It smells bloody good as well. Happy crappy cooking.
Kapon ka.
2, 1. How was that?
Got any more?
Afraid not. You've been to Thailand, how's that right? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Wasn't too spicy. I am sweating like a dyslexic on countdown. That was so tasty, but look at that. Happy crappy cooking.